Today we're going to learn how to make homemade fermented vegetables, and I want to just show you, this is my last jar, so it's time to make some more. And you can really use any root vegetable, cruciferous vegetable that you like. It works really nicely. So today that's what we're going to show you. Our vegetables today, I've just got a compote of some cauliflower, some broccoli, and some carrots that are just the baby carrots that are already peeled. I've pre-shredded some cabbage. Wish I had more, but this is all I have for today. And then also, these are homegrown beets from my mother's garden, and they've just been sliced and peeled and sliced, and they're ready to go. Okay. All right. So other ingredients that you need are utensils. You're going to be using a quart jar. Eventually we'll need the lid. I have tampers here, and I'll show you what we'll be using with those. We have a glass weight. I also want to show you that I've done this until I got some glass weights, that I used some rocks, and what I did was boil them up for about 5 minutes to make them nice and sterile. So those work nice. You need that weight. And then also some Celtic salt, and if you've never seen what Celtic salt looks like, it's a chunky mineral salt. So here's the package. It's very nice. I use it in much of my cooking. I have a little salt cellar here that's nice. I use for that. And then also I have some purified water. So here, ready to go. Okay, so we'll get started now. So I'm going to just start. It doesn't really matter the order. I personally like to layer, just makes it pretty and colorful. So I'm going to throw in some cabbage, not too much. Okay, maybe some beets. Maybe a little bit of this, or mixed vegetable. Might throw in just a little extra. And typically what happens if you use let's just say I was doing pure beets or pure vegetables, it's a high glycemic, or what you consider a high sugar content vegetable, and it gets a little syrupy. So I recommend mixing them, and I kind of like that. So really up to you. I've made all the mistakes. If you have cauliflower, you want to make sure it does not have any mold on it, because it molds really easy. Okay, so once you get your vegetables all in here like this, you tamp them down, and this prepares them to get some of the water out. Okay, plus you don't want any air, so just keep tamping. You can add some more beets possibly. It's all up to you. I have fermented sweet potatoes before I knew what I was doing, and it turned out terrible, and it was very syrupy because there's high sugar. So you want to fill it to about here, 7/8, 3/4, and then we're going to put in the Celtic salt. So I have a nice tablespoon here. I'm going to use about this much, a nice heaping tablespoon. Doesn't have to be perfect. Throw it in there. I'm going to add a little water. And you'll want all the vegetables submerged. You can tamp it down some more. Just be careful. Now, I like to use purple cabbage, and I have a few leftovers leaves from my last project. And you want to put a leaf on top because that keeps the little flecks out. In fact, the less little finely you grate whatever vegetables you're using, the better it is, because we're going to be having to get those out in a little bit. So I'm just going to use my purple on top just to give it some beautiful color, because they'll all mix. This one was a mixture of white and red cabbage along with some other vegetables, and it just turned everything such a beautiful pink color, which I love. Okay, now like I said, you could either put your rock on, or I've got these, again, these weights, glass weights. I'm going to make sure everything's submerged. And sometimes I put too much water, so, which I think I did, or too much vegetables. And there, you'll see there's a lot of little flecks. You see all that, those little flecks? You want to get those out. You don't want anything exposed to air. Filled a little too full. It happens. Keep getting all those little flecks out. Oh, there's a lot in this one. I'll have to work on this a little bit more. And then make sure that your weight and vegetables are all submerged in the nice purified water. Get the flecks out, and then put your lid on. Do not screw the lid on because there's going to be gas coming out. Okay. And then you'll babysit this, as I like to call this. I like to do it twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. And just make sure things are submerged. Get all the flecks out. If you see anything growing, take that out. But really, most of all, it's so important to make sure that you don't have any little stragglers, because that exposes the vegetable to the air, and which can cause bacteria to grow. Okay, that's it. Ready to go. I'm gonna usually make about 6 or so quarts at a time, and once the bubbles, and I probably should mention this, is keep pushing this down, and once the bubbles stop coming up, then it's ready to put in the fridge and ready to eat. Okay, so I think I've said mostly everything. I hope I got a nice little lesson in, a quick lesson on how to make your own fermented vegetables. Okay, enjoy. They're fantastic. Love them on salads, however you like to eat, sometimes just plain, but they're so good for you. Okay, thanks for joining me today.